Hello there, and I believe you are doing great. Well, in my previous video, I did talk about the fact that it is very important for us to focus on what is positive in whatever situation we find ourselves in, if we want to come out of it with our minds sane and sound, if we don't want to lose our sanity. Today, I'm going to share on something which is not entirely different from that. It is actually a follow-up of that particular message that I released, I think about a week ago. And this time I come with a plea, and that plea is that we, that is you and I, should share and spread positivity. We all know that times are hard and things are difficult, and already there is so much, negativity in the air. But you and I can do a lot of good to the society and even to ourselves and to our neighbors by sharing things that are positive and spreading positivity. And I talk about that most importantly as it relates to social media, because we live in a time where it is so easy to be able to spread news and information out there without difficulty, and that is thanks to social media, internet, and all the technological advancements that we have. And so I always say that what a time it is to live, to have all these advantages and benefits. But sometimes what is quite unfortunate about a time like this is the fact that sometimes we share things without really asking ourselves if these things or this information, whether it is a news or a video or a particular article that you are sharing on social media, we don't ask whether it is share worthy or not. We just share it anyhow without really considering how that thing is going to go, the person who is going to receive it at the end, how is the person going to receive it. And so I think as individuals, we owe our society a responsibility to do things the right way. We should be mindful of the things we share on social media. So this is my plea for you, and I believe you understand me perfectly. So what do we do then if we are going to share things on social media with all these things that I've said in mind? I think the first thing we should ask ourselves is, how true is this information? How true is it? Is it a lie, or is really the truth? And you can only know by verifying, which I think a lot of us don't do well. We just see the thing, we see how captivating it is, and we just share it without verifying the truthfulness, of that particular material. So let us take the pain. I personally have decided anything that I cannot verify, I don't share. I don't do that. Never will I share any material at all on social media, on Facebook or whatever it is, without being very sure about it. And as to how you can verify, there's a lot of platforms to help us be able to verify the truthfulness of the things we share. So please, let's take the pain to verify the truthfulness before we share it. Because sometimes I know we have good intentions, but we end up putting fear and so much tension in the society, which doesn't help. So please, let's do the best we can to verify the things we see before we share them. The second thing is, I ask myself, we should ask ourselves, how beneficial, how helpful is this material? How solution oriented is this material? Does it go a long way to offer solutions, or it adds up to the troubles that we already have in the society? This we should be able to do. I have decided to only share things that are solution oriented, things that give answers, things that encourage, things that build up, things that help somebody through the difficult times, or sometimes just even things that can make somebody laugh out the sorrows or the pressure or the fear. Is very necessary, somebody. The other thing that we should ask ourselves is, how kind is it on my part as an individual sharing this material? Does it communicate kindness on my part, or I just do it because I don't care, I don't really mind? All I want is, I want to get more likes, I want to get more shares, I want to get a lot of people to know that I'm just putting things out there. Sometimes it's not necessary. Decide to share things that are kind, things that are helpful, things that bring what is good in the human race. And of course, the last thing that I think we should ask ourselves is, how does this material go a long way to restore hope and the goodness in humanity? It is true that of late we human beings have become very perverse. I don't negate that fact. But also there's a lot of good that we do as human beings. There's a lot of positive things that comes out of us as human beings, which we must focus on and build upon. So let us decide to share the things that speak well of us, the things that brings out the good nature, because at the end of the day, that is who we ought to be. So this is what I think we should focus on as individuals. Now somebody will ask, why must I do all this? I think we should do this so that we can cope. Really, things are hard, things are very challenging, and we need to be able to cope. So you deciding to share positivity and spread goodness around helps us to cope. It helps a lot of people to cope. It helps us to move on with hope. So just decide to do that, because you do a lot of good to the society. It also goes a long way to do away with the fear and the tension that is already in the world. We know there is so much fear. Just look at the television, look at the news, look at the information, and you see that there is already so much fear. Sometimes you can even see it around ourselves. But the things you put out there, somebody, can help diffuse that fear. You can be an agent of hope. You can restore hope in the society by putting beneficial things out there. Things that does not increase the fear, does not mount up the tension. The other thing we can do is that it helps us. Why we should do that is that it helps us to live a happier life. We all know that it is impossible to be happy when we are so much filled with fear. So when you decide to contribute to share good things out there, to contribute to spreading positivity, you help make life happier and bearable. You make life easy to cope with. And who knows, you can prevent somebody from committing suicide. You can help somebody to overcome the anxiety that he or she may find himself in. You can help somebody to smile. You can help somebody to laugh. You can encourage somebody in the difficult times that we find ourselves. And we contribute to making the world a better place. As we decide to spread positivity, what we do, which I can assure and attest, is the fact that we make the world a better place. We sometimes complain too much about the bad things and how difficult this world is and how hard this world is, and we just focus so much on that. But when we decide to make a contribution on our part, when we put efforts in place to do good, to encourage, to support, and to spread positivity, we end up making the world a better place. You make your world a better place. You shine hope in your corner where you find yourself. And all the people that are friends or following you on social media, they get to see hope in a time like this. You make the world a better place when you decide to share good things. And the final thing is that God created us to do good. We are made to do good. We are created in God to do good. So it is not out of place that you focus on good things. It is not out of place that you decide to do only what is good and helpful. You are rather living up to who you were made to be. So somebody, this is just an encouragement. This is just a motivation. The world is really drifting towards evil and drifting towards negativity. But we can stop that. We can reverse that by deciding to put positive things out there. This is Jill Inspires. I hope somebody have been encouraged. I hope somebody have been inspired. Do well to share this so that together we can make this world a better place. So that together we can encourage ourselves and together we can build a more positive and a more helpful world. Stay blessed and stay safe. May God help us through these difficult times. I know we are going to come out of this. We will definitely come out of this. But hey, you and I owe it such a huge responsibility to contribute our efforts, our quota, to making this, difficult times bearable. Thank you, and may God bless you.